Hi guys. I'm very conscious that we are the only thing between you guys and lunch. And we're over, so we'll try and be as brief as possible. We were going to do a live demo at the end, we hope to, but you know, live demos, so we might even be, you know, take less time than we thought as well. So this session is about Be My Eyes, which is an absolutely brilliant app and has a new AI cherry on top, which is mostly what we're going to be talking about. But I'll first say hi to Hans and Michelle. Hans is Be My Eyes from Be My Eyes and Michelle from Sony, and we'll talk about why that is later on. But first, Hans, do you want to introduce yourself and tell people who don't already know about Be My Eyes?
Yes, and thank you so much for having me. My name is Hans Wiberg, and I'm the founder of Be My Eyes. I have just realized you have made me the CEO of Be My Eyes, so I'm very proud these 2 days to be the CEO as well, and I will take advantage of that. Be My Eyes is an app for blind people. I came up with this idea back in 2012. And in 2015, we had developed this feature together with a bunch of blind people in Denmark, which was a very important part of it. And what you can do is that you can download the Be My Eyes app and sign up, both as a blind person and as a sighted person. And then when you, as a blind person, you are in your kitchen and you have something in front of you, you're not quite sure what it is, you pull out your phone and you tap the Be My Eyes button, and we will make a live video connection between your phone and a sighted volunteer. The volunteer can be in New York or wherever. This is a way where you, like a FaceTime call, can get visually assistance on demand. I'm very proud to say that now, in this day, we have more than 500,000 blind and low vision people signed up. And we have amazingly over 7 million volunteers, basically in wherever you can get online, you can use Be My Eyes, meaning in apart from North Korea, you can use Be My Eyes pretty much anywhere. We have 185 different languages that you can select from. And with 7 million volunteers, we can also provide volunteers speaking whatever language you need. And then Be My Eyes is a free service because we believe that accessibility is only accessibility if you can actually afford it. If the thing you are if anything is accessible, it's only if you can really afford it that you can actually use it. And we looked at the numbers, and we could see that 90% of the blind people in this world, they live in low-income areas. So we decided that Be My Eyes should be a free service to use. The way we make it into a business is that we make partnership with Sony and Microsoft and Google and a number of other companies. And what we are doing with them is something we call specialized help, where you can place a call to an agent at that company and ask specific questions about Sony or Microsoft or Google products and get help in this way. And those companies pay Be My Eyes a monthly subscription, so to speak. And that is how we can keep Be My Eyes running as a free service. So, yeah.
That's how you can afford your CEO salary. Yeah. Is there anyone in the room here that has Be My Eyes? Either as a, yeah, that's right. Don't put your hand up, that's right. Go, woo. As a user, as a blind user?
Yes.
Was that sassy,
Yes.
making a sassy remark there?
Thank you.
Absolutely. Everyone in this room, download it the first time your phone rings and you're able to make the day of a blind person who needs to know, you know, we talked about a pregnancy test earlier. You know, AI is brilliant, and we'll go on to talk about the addition of AI in a moment. But, you know, it can be confidently wrong. And a pregnancy test is the one thing You don't want to be confidently wrong. So, these humans, the instant access to humans is absolutely brilliant. Is that right, Sassy?
Absolutely.
Yeah, really, really good. So everybody download it and let's make it 7 million and 700. So, yeah, fantastic. Be My AI then, how does that fit in?
Well, on February 1st, our real CEO got a phone call from OpenAI, and the first thing they asked him was if he could keep a secret, and he did. He called me after that and told me about it. But and the thing was that everybody was talking about OpenAI and ChatGPT-4, and also that they could create images as we saw before, but I think very few people knew that they also had the other way model, from image to text. And OpenAI wanted to do something with that together with Be My Eyes. And to be honest, I was a little skeptic in the beginning because we have seen pictures described by computers before, and it has never been really good. But then we got to play with this, and we were completely blown away by how detailed description you can get. It also had something that was, it was really terrible at the OCR in the beginning. It could kind of get the first line right, but then it just made up a whole bunch of things. But that has improved dramatically. So what we do now is that we have implemented Be My AI. So you, as a blind person, you can take a photo and you will get a description back in pretty much whatever language. I think we have about 30 different languages where you can get your description in. And then you can ask follow-up questions. And that might be the most important thing, because the description in the beginning is kind of a broad description, basically to make sure you have taken a photo of whatever you wanted to. And then you can follow up with questions. And to give an example that I'm very happy about is that we have some blind students, and one of them was telling me that he was taking a picture of a rather complicated graph. Everybody who knows the screen reader knows that they cannot explain a graph to you. But Be My AI was able to give him a really detailed description of the graph, and he could ask follow-up questions about the things that he needed to know about the graph. And maybe the most important thing that he didn't say, but he can go back and back and back and have the graph described 4 or 5 times. And he can say, please describe this in another way, use some other terms, or he can say, hey, I'm 5 years old, explain this to me. And it will try to do that. So the fact that you don't have to ask your fellow students about this might be something that is really, really important.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Can I say something about the prompt creating? Thank you.
I nodded. That's
because Be My Eyes has never been working with AI before. So none of us were prompt engineers or anything. And we had to create the prompt that kind of gives you the description. And one of the funny thing was that in the beginning we said, okay, describe the picture. You are describing this to a blind person, and then a number of other things that we kind of tried out. And then we realized that sometimes it will, if the blind person was asking, oh, how do I get to that door? Then the AI will say, take my hand and I will guide you there. and this is kind of an example of how smart it is, but also how insanely stupid it is. So we had to say, you cannot help in the physical world. And it is just for you to realize that it is a computer, it's not a human being, and we all have to really remember that. But it's a very interesting project to be in. Yep, thank you.
Fantastic, thank you so much. Let's turn to Michelle and Sony. Sony, as Hans said, is one of the specialist help sources that we can connect to either a human or indeed use of AI. And for me as a blind person, technology is absolutely fantastic, but when it's got 84 buttons on it, and I don't know what they are, then that can be problematic. So what have Sony done to help me?
Yeah, so thanks so much for having me here today as well. It's been a really interesting 2 days, already learning a lot about what all of you are doing as well. And what we've been working on in Sony, so just to give a bit of a background first on our partnership with Be My Eyes. So we had been looking into, we've been putting a lot of focus on accessibility in our products. So a bit about how Joe described earlier on, we want to make our products more inclusive by design. We want to add more accessible features into our products as well. So for example, we have a safe listening session this afternoon as well. But what's also important is not just those complex products with a lot of buttons, but also the customer journey side as well. We identified a need over a year ago on how we could bring a better solution to our blind and low vision customers. So instead of having a phone-based solution, it isn't, I don't think, the best solution. So we wanted to have a video-based solution, and that's where we quickly, we actually already knew about Be My Eyes, but we quickly realized when researching the market that there's nothing like this app. It's been, I think, a huge game changer for the blind and low vision community. As Hans has mentioned, you have options with volunteers you can get connected to in seconds, but through the specialized help feature of the app, you also have options to connect with a company like Sony, like Microsoft, where we can connect you with our trained agents, because we do have a lot of products as well. So we want to make sure that the person helping you is also someone who's trained in how to use those products, how to use those features. So we started our journey over a year ago now. So we just launched last year in October. That was on World Sight Day a year ago. We became the first consumer electronics company on the app as well, which we were really happy about. And we also were supporting 7 European languages. We recently just expanded our partnership as well to the US. So we've been really happy with how it's going. We're looking into further regions as well. But what has been so interesting for us has also, we've been learning so much on this journey, and that's where, when we became a corporate beta test partner for Be My AI, that's something I think it's been such a learning opportunity for us, and we've been able to work with the RNIB as well on a workshop that, if we have some time, I'd love to explain. So as a corporate beta testing partner, that basically meant that we had access to the Be My Eye interface as well, so we could also ask it questions and see how accurate the responses are. Sometimes it might hallucinate, but we've also seen that it's been learning a lot over the last few months. So part of that involved a Sony testing process. So we obviously know what typically customers are contacting us about. We could put those scenarios into the app, see how it responds, which was really interesting to understand. But what was really key for us was to also make sure that we also involved the blind and low vision community. So they're obviously the user base of the app. We've been working for many years now with the RNIB, so that's the Royal National Institute of the Blind. We saw a perfect collaboration opportunity where we could work with their members. We could let them test Be My AI, and we could also do that with Sony products. So what we did just back in September now is we hosted a workshop in the RNIB offices with 10 of their members. We supplied a range of different Sony products, so from different product categories. So with for example, TV, mobiles, digital imaging, headphones, earphones. And what those testers did was they would interact with that product. They would ask questions to Be My AI about that product. So either troubleshooting questions, or does this have Bluetooth, for example? How can I pair this phone with my TV, for example? Or how can I have audio description enabled? So they would then input that into the Be My AI app and score those responses from 1 to 5. And they provided a huge amount of feedback to both Sony and Be My AI to make improvements to the app. But what we found really interesting actually is that there was a huge learning opportunity in there for Sony as well, because we could see that there's some things that we can help with the development of the app in terms of the prompts, for example, that we can give more clear instructions in terms of like our standard remote control follows this format, so that can help the AI identify certain buttons. But also it gave us a learning opportunity in why are some products rated very differently. Because we had such a range of products in that testing workshop, we noticed that the scores were different. Some products were scoring really, really well. Other products not so much. So that's where we wanted to see, is this something where, is it not just maybe some app developments with OpenAI and Be My Eyes, but also for Sony to look into, there's some improvements that we could potentially make with those product categories as well. So I'd just like to thank the RNIB. I know some of you were here earlier anyway, maybe you're still in the room, but also for any of the RNIB testers as well, if you're listening today online, just to say a huge thank you. It was really beneficial, I think, for Be My Eyes, for Sony. We're going to continue to work on that feedback, continue to work on making Be My Eye even better as well. And also, if any of you would want to test it for yourself, I know I've managed to get some of you in the crowd to do that in the Sony demonstration room, but we have Sony products available there to test with Be My AI, so you can actually see for yourself exactly how it works. You can enable voiceover, see what it's responding, and we also have other ranges of products there to test with accessible gaming, inclusive products as well. So please feel free to come down. We'd be happy to show you through those as well.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Honestly, as a blind person with a TV remote, to be able to take a picture of it and say, where are the volume buttons? Where's the play pause? That sort of thing. Absolutely brilliant. Well, should we do a quick demo? Wi-Fi.
I would like to shortly add something. I'm super, super happy that Sony did involve a lot of blind people, because I think that is key. We did the same when we started to develop Be My AI. We had I think we had about 200 blind beta testers. And boy, did we learn a lot. And that can be really scary. And some of it you want to keep in a closed room, because you should have thought of that yourself. But and this is my only advice to other people: involve the people you are trying to develop with and for. I think that's super, super important. And the way you did it has also taught us to go further into that. So thank you so much for that. That's absolutely wonderful.
Excellent.
Brilliant. Do we dare do a demo? Are you going to do it or me?
You can do it.
Okay. Well, I thought I'd do, because I was snapping from the back earlier in the presentation, because I had to know what a spherical parrot looked like. So I definitely had to snap that one. And then I was snapping some others. And then the Wi-Fi stopped behaving. I think everyone was, I don't know, checking their email or something. So I'm just going to quickly play the description of what I got from Be My AI, in case we don't have if we have a demo fail. So this is, I hope you can hear this.
Clear button.
So clear button. I've slowed the speech down for you guys. This is what I snapped from the back of the room earlier. This is a typical example of the depth of description you get.
The picture shows an indoor setting, possibly a conference or a seminar. There are several rows of people sitting on chairs with wooden backs. The audience is facing the front, where there is a large screen on the left displaying text, and another screen on the right that shows the title AbilityNet TechShare Pro 2023 with the subheading Endablism. There is also an image of a person on the right screen. The room has a ceiling with square panels, lights, and air conditioning vents. The lighting in the room has a purple hue.
Has it got a purple hue?
It has.
Yeah. So that's that one. And we could interrogate this picture far more. What was that lady on the screen, etc.? How many people in the audience? But let's try.
Who is paying attention, yeah?
Yeah.
Take picture button.
Okay, take picture. What should I take it of? The audience? I don't know. Okay. There we go.
Take picture. Dimmed. Analyzing picture. Please wait.
This is a
We
scary
might have a
part.
demo fail. We'll see. It does take a minute. ChatGPT does take.
I love this little semi.
There was an error processing your request. Let's try again later. Take picture button.
Let's do one more time. I'm going to take a picture of.
Robin, do you want to try?
Well,
Robin?
Yep.
This is Jesper also from Be My Eyes.
say that again, sorry? Yeah.
This is Jesper from Be My Eyes.
Hi.
OpenAI there's an incident right now.
Oh, okay. That's why it wasn't working earlier. Because I was getting every single picture come back, and then halfway through the ableism one, I didn't get anything since. So that's why I thought I'd keep the description one. So do you think it's not worth trying again?
This is why I, as the CEO, brought my CTO. So, yeah.
Well, I think we will leave it there from a time point of view.
Yeah.
But honestly, it's so amazing. You can ask anything about the picture. You know, I could have snapped the audience. How many people in the room have got glasses? Where is the exit? You know, tell me about the general expressions of the people. You know, are they interested? Are they asleep? That sort of thing. So it's an absolute game changer, and I'm so excited about it. And Be My Eyes has always been my go-to app to know how many more minutes there are left on the washing machine cycle, or you know, the post, just to snap the post, for example, and get somebody to read that out to me. But to have AI in the mix as well is absolutely brilliant. So yeah, I think we've earned lunch at this point. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Michelle. Thanks, Hans.
Thank you.